I'm Corduroy, and this is a breakdown of how I made my song, Deadbeat Love. What I first started off with was a drum loop from Arcade by Output. Add a little distortion, bit crusher, and this lo-fi plugin. It kind of fluctuates it a bit. Also reverse the kick when we start things off, because that was a little trick I picked up from a Tape Notes episode, which you should go check them out. They're great. Then I did a bass line, which I'm pretty proud of. It was all soft synths inside of Logic, but I wanted to get a real live sounding bass, so I recorded all the parts, each note separately, timed them up with how I had played it in the DAW. There's a little bit crusher on it, a little bit of EQ, nothing fancy. Then the next thing that I did, I went to Arteria's synth collection and took a Farfisa, which is kind of like a 60s kind of synth. One of their patches was already really great, and I got this sound. Not much to it, just kind of the reverbs and everything that was with it. Guitars were made through Bias FX2, which are the best guitar amp simulators that I've found personally. Ran it through some, I think, like Vox sounding amps, which is what I play live with. Also had a vibrato kind of effect put over top of it. Then when it came to the vocals, my normal lineup is just an EQ to take off the low end. I feel the same, what a shame, never changing, but unlike that. Then going into an 1176, into an LA2A. Quite the same for a while, is it alright? Used Murder Melodies from Slate. There was this really cool like telephone sort of effect that I changed the parameters of to make my voice sound the way that it does, and I really loved it. Everybody's out on their own. Some really kind of crazy EQ, as well as auto-tune, because I'm not the strongest singer, admittedly. Some normal dubs. You could tell me something. Mostly on the choruses and maybe here and there during the verses. Slap back on most everything, just done to taste. Everybody's out on their own. I feel the same, what a shame. Also running the drums, all of them through J37 Waves tape emulator, just to give them a little bit more saturation, clean out the high frequencies, make them hit. Most of the reverbs that I use were from the Valhalla Vintage Verb, just like my favorite reverb plugin. If I wanted to make it a bit more of a vintage sound or get a very particular type of tone, it was the Devil Spring reverb, which is incredible. Some synths just kind of going up a scale. I don't even know if it is in the right scale, but going up to transition. Also a lead synth, which is also from the Arteria collection. I'm pretty sure it's also a Farfisa, but I've gone through so many projects with this song now that I've lost track of which instrument it was, but it sounds dope as hell. I have this electrical noise running throughout, which I guess just kind of gives it a bit of an older texture. I kind of like having noise in my songs just underneath it very gently. It just feels kind of warm and familiar for some reason. Also on the right guitar, there is a tremolo that kind of makes the sound kind of vibey and wobbly going after the first chorus. Which is kind of something that reminded me of a From Indian Lakes kind of trick that they would do, and I'm a big fan of their music. All of this song has a ton of automating on it. I would say that the main way that I get sounds to be balanced and interesting is just through automating different effects, the volume of the sounds, the volume of the tracks. Automation is the absolute number one most important thing that I found that really makes a song feel like a song. I also have this ukulele bit. I wanted like bongo sounds, but I didn't have them available. And instead of going into something like Splice or whatever, I just got my ukulele, made this drum pattern with the ukulele by hitting on it, ran it through Little Altar Boy to pitch it down and kind of mess with it, make it a lower octave. Some EQ and running it through a tape machine, and this is what I got. Anyways, that's how I made my song. Really proud of it. If this is your first time hearing about this song, you should go check it out on all streaming platforms. And to anybody that's already listened to the song, thank you so much for listening to it. I hope this was insightful, and I hope it deepens your understanding of the song, or you get a little bit more out of it next time you listen to it.